techbuzzisland.com, and today we're going to unbox the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. Stay tuned. And welcome back, and today we're going to unbox the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. Let's have a look at both devices side by side. So first of all, we will start with the S7 and we will take the phone out, and what we get is a little tray as per usual, some instruction booklets and SIM removal key. We get a wall charger, and of course you can plug a USB cable in there, and there's a cable there, and of course we got a USB connector, which these are quite handy to have these, and they come with both phones. And then we get some earphones, and they look quite decent, so we'll have to test them out. So that's what's in the packaging on the S7. And the S7 Edge again is the same. You get the phone, everything else is identical inside, so there is nothing different between the packages from both. So here are the phones themselves: S7 Edge, S7 Edge 5.5 inch screen, and S7 is 5.1. They do look quite, there looks like quite a big size difference there, but there's not really that much physically. And what's new with the 7 range is that we have a new camera. We have a 12 megapixel camera on both flash and camera, and we have a heart rate sensor there too, but they seem to say they addressed the low light issue, which something that plagues a lot of smartphone cameras. And also what's new on these is we have micro SD expansion, which is fantastic for a lot of Samsung fans, because that's one thing they gave out about with the likes of the S6 and that, you know, because Samsung users have been kind of used to the freedom of hot swapping SD cards and taking the battery out and so on. And the battery is also improved on the phones too. We have a 3000 milliamp battery on the S7, and we have a 3600 milliamp battery on the 7 Edge. So again, that should be something that will be pleasing to fans. On the back of the phone, again, we have more rounded edges rather than the last version. Think, if you will, the Note 5, they have that kind of feel to it. It actually feels much better to hold in the hand too, so it's a good idea that they've brought that in. So a lot of people thought that the phone felt fairly thin and it hurts them holding, you know. This would vary between people obviously, but anyway, if you think of the Galaxy Note 5, the corners are rounded there, if you can see. So let's tour the phone. We have the cameras up on top, and up on top then we have our SIM or slots here. The SD card is built in into the same unit there, so when we take it off now, we'll actually show you. We'll just get one of these SIM retrieval keys. Two of them are together. Now this could get tricky for some people having both SIM and SD in the one tray, as it's going in fairly deep there, and if it gets lodged or caught or stuck, you might be in trouble. But just be careful is all we can really say to you for that. So on to the right hand side, our power keys are here. keys feel quite nice too, good travel. And on the left hand side we have our volume toggles, and again they feel quite good and solid. And up top then we have our cameras up on top here, and of course our sensors and so on up here, proximity sensors and all up on top again, you can see them there. And down on the bottom then we just have our home key, which acts as a fingerprint sensor too. And down on the bottom we have our speakers, and we have our micro USB ports, no USB type C, which will probably be the better news for people, and of course the 3.5mm headphone socket there. I think Samsung would want to start maybe looking at having front firing speakers in the future, you know, especially for the likes of gaming and so on, or if it's in your pocket like this, in your short pocket, sound's going to get muffled, and if you're holding your voice to that playing games, you're covering this. So it's something you might look at. And of course having the speakers up front, people mostly use their phone for looking at YouTube and browsing and stuff like that. It will add to the media experience more so. The devices are said to be IP68 waterproof. Something I even today still think is kind of, I don't know, we'll wait and see what happens, but they've been certified IP68, so again it's more, people see that as a gimmick. Most people drop their phones but not drop them in water and so on, but they can fall out from your short pocket and what have you, so you have that added security there. If you do happen to drop it into the toilet or the sink, you'll be alright once the water is clean. So again, the devices are surrounded with metal too, and they really do feel fairly solid. This though, the 7 Edge does feel much more premium out of the two, but having said that, the S7 is quite nice to hold in the hand too, and feels quite solid, but this just feels that much more better for some reason. And on the back, again, we've nothing really there. We've just the Samsung logo and our cameras and the usual spots up on top there, and that's really about it. I'm going to give them out a test and see how they get on. One thing I'm curious of particularly is the camera with low light and the battery. Battery's been always a problem, and I've not seen a good battery. Maybe the Note 4, even the Note 5, very good, but I wouldn't get a day out of them, which I kind of found odd, but we'll see how we get on with these. But these are, as I said, the black Onyx version. They are a bit of a fingerprint magnet. The gold, worse for fingerprint magnet. You'd be constantly cleaning your voice, but most people would be putting cases on, so it wouldn't be an issue on the back, but on the front it still remains a problem. As you can see there, it's, you know, it's a fingerprint magnet on the front too. But that's just about it for a little tour of the Samsung S7 and S7 Edge. You know, we have everything there in a phone. They are offering quite a lot, but they are quite expensive. And what's new is just, again, the better battery, new camera, low light, the IP68 and micro SD expansion is what's their selling points this time around. And let's see how much of an improvement they are over the S6 and 6 Edge from last year. Stay tuned to techbuzzireland.com, and any questions at JimboIreland or techbuzzireland.com, or you get me on Twitter at JimboIreland or on Facebook at techbuzzireland. And we'll talk to you soon.